All right, everyone. Back to the grind. Let's see how this goes. Just gonna reach out to Rise. So let's pause this music here and let's talk to Rise a bit on his stream.
Where is
Oh, I can't talk to him because he uses copyrighted music and I do not. Okay, so I can't have his sound on. I'm just gonna reach out and try to chat with him to see what's up. Actually, I'm just gonna quickly mute. I'm gonna quickly mute my sound. So I'm gonna write that down. Let's see. Muted. One moment. All right, so I should be able to mute that. Turn Rise back on. Well, I gotta start my chat. Let's see. It's getting all set up. Okay. Is that all it? Okay.
Hang on, chat. This card makes a lot of sense here, the reinforcement aura. Have to admit, it absolutely does, as does the violet.
Let's see. Oh, I gotta turn that off. No, I can't have that sound. It's gonna mess me up. It's gonna mess my VODs up. So he said he was gonna do the knock, but I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't know how this works. We'll figure it out though. Rise is gonna try to help me. Yeah, I'm not sure how this works. Hey, Rise. Okay. Yeah, I can see. Sent me a knock. Filter, chat collaboration. Yeah, I don't know what's... On Twitch, with relation to my Twitch channel, you should be able to see some option to join. Let's see. Like, I can see... Why is this so hard? Stream together. Oh. Okay, I found a... Did that work? Sorry, Rise. Oh. So oh, here we are. All right. All right. So So now I need to mute. I need to be here. I need to go back to here. And then I need to play this. And then I need to turn my music back on. All right. I do want to take Rise. Okay, actually, hold on one more moment, everyone. I want to just check. So I'm just sorting this stuff out. We'll figure it out later. All right. All right, Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. That was weird. Here we go. Everything is now set up. Now to normal. I now understand a little bit of how this works. Beautiful. All right. Back to it. So what this shared thing does, and this cool gift from Ryan, is when we're working together, it lets anyone who's wandering around looking for a stream to watch to see that we have, shoot, I can't do that. It just pops us up in the Discovery because there's more viewers. So that makes sense. All right. So now back to normal, stream as normal, make art as normal, and not worry about anything else. That makes sense. Alrighty. So here we are, Hiker. I'm glad you're here first. Alright. Down to working on our line art here again. I think I might actually color this one first. I had some... Didn't I have old background colors? I think I did somewhere. Yeah. I did. I have background flats right here. That worked pretty well. Yeah, I want the background tones like that. Let's look at... We'll fix the far side here. Oh, I don't want display color, I want color from layer. I don't want to mess everything up. Doing redraws is always a little more involved. Just trying to fix the issues of before. So we need that color. Yeah, we need the color too. Right, I was debating making the part. I'm gonna have part of the definitely gonna have part of the stairwell a darker color of wood. But I want it to be still look pretty simple. Alright. So I want that to be kind of a stone color. I don't want to see that right now while I'm coloring. I am on background flats. Yeah. I should just spend a moment and group up these different layers, make my life a little easier. Sitting properly in frame, basically. Later start than I usually wanted to. I was hoping maybe I could do even more streaming today, like start at 10 or something. But I can't bring myself to just work all the time while I have my kids. So I had to spend some time with the children. They are delightful. Therefore, I got to play some games with the boy, but I have art to do, otherwise I just stream the games. But maybe later in the day, later in the day I should stream some stuff with the boy. Let's see. Stairs rough, hide stairs. Now, why does that not have any background tone? That's interesting. Oops. There we go. There we go, we figured it out. The hardest part of this stuff is figuring out how your layers work. I may just at the end just go over like the entire thing in a normal layer to do all my rendering for the background. Juggling around with different layers is really annoying. So I should still, well, I can still be in. Yeah, I should still be in Rise's stream, even while I'm streaming. I mean, why wouldn't I want to be? That's the multiply. I didn't need to do that. What I want is go back down to background flats, because we're going to replace that, because that way Rise still gets my handy dandy support for his efforts too. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make the top of the banisters and everything this dark color. So the liner for the background is something I have to play around with, because like I don't know that I want it standing out black. I prefer it to be softer. I'll just gotta look at what I did in the other pages, like page 11, which I should open up so people can see. I should open my, actually, where's my little showcase directory? I thought I made a show. Did. Start. Where is the start? They usually have start slideshow. I think I have to open the thing. I've got more stuff to show here. Let's look at stream art, showcase. From that one. No. Where's my stuff I've been working on all the time? stream art. Start slideshow. Not full screen though. We want our slideshow. That should be good. Showing different stuff we're working on. I feel like I've made a bunch of like partially finished work over the past little while and not very much fully finished stuff. So we gotta change that real fast. Getting to work here. If I can get through these next few pages, then I can pop up a couple action sequences onto Webtoon when I upload the comic there for people to read. That'll be really cool. That has to be on a different layer. Go all the way over here to doesn't make sense. I don't know why it was like that, but it was. I am confused. Oh, I see. That makes sense, actually. Oh, layers in their magic. This makes sense. This makes sense. So we will go to our little multiply here and cover this up properly. We want our different looking wood. The layers in this piece are so chaotic now because I've trying to get the redraw to work. Just complete chaos. But we're getting somewhere. I love that funk guitar. It's so fun. Just slapping along. Ba-doo-doo. And with art, so much of it's about vibes, so you definitely need the right moods. Very emotional trade. Can be, anyway. I seem to have misplaced a line here. So, stairs rough, where are you? Now back to our background. Do, 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 do. Detailing hardwood floors. Let's go. floorboards filled in. It's not the most glamorous of art that you need to do when you have just to be working on backgrounds and scenes, but very important. It's not there. Everything looks dumb. We can't have it look dumb. Art going. Make it comics. I should start posting on like Facebook and other things like that when I go live. And X and whatever. Really not gonna get any followers if I don't post stuff, and I should post streams and things. I think a problem I have is I try to curate my content too much. When I should just be putting like literally anything up. Because if you wait until it's perfect, then you don't have any, there's nothing there. And the internet can forget about you. So I should probably just be posting more and more and more. But we'll get a few hours of art in here. I just put all that in the normal background. It should be in Stairs Rough. I hate when I do that. I forgot the layer again. No. Forgetting the layers. Always messing up my layers. That is just my curse. Well, I think I want I want the thresholds to be. That's a cool idea. Ah, no wonder that didn't look right. All the mistakes today, chat. Wrong layer, wrong brush. Ugh. That's shaping up alright. So now, what have I done here? Okay, so I'm putting them all more on one layer rather than individually. Okay. That makes some sense. Well, let's start blocking. Oh, I gotta draw all the stuff on his sword too. Maybe I should just do it the other way. Let's try doing it this way. Hey Val! Welcome in, good to see ya. What you up to today on this fine Friday? I am trying to get comic pages done. Finally! Actually streaming the reason I wanted to stream in the first place. Not much. Worked this morning. Prep for potential stream tomorrow. Cool. I'm doing great. Kiddos are chilling. I'm working on my book. That always puts me in a good mood. Trying to shade Famfrit here a little different. Streaky. What? I'm not doing any of that. I'm a little too tame for that myself. Let's see, so if this is shedding light, I'm gonna want some light here. I'm gonna try to shade Famfrit here just by paying attention to where the light would be on him. Rather than trying to draw the shadow, I'm gonna try to draw the light. See if that makes it a little easier to get my shadows, my shading right on this character in this context. So then I should have a little bit of light on there, on his hair here. Try to see how this works. Yeah, I'm doing great. I don't have to work in a warehouse and do any bee work this weekend, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Instead, I get to keep making art. Rise showed me how to do a viewer sharing, viewer sharing set up. So that's kind of cool. My first time like collaboratively streaming, so that's kind of fun. What sort of stream are you planning for tomorrow there, Val? I have not. I have not had that opportunity. You should show it. Let me see that. Pop it in the Discord and I'll show it and let me have a look. A new Dragon's Dogma 2 campaign in preparation for the DLC in October. Oh, that'll be fun. I want to do something similar with 14, with Final Fantasy 14, because Evercold's coming out in January, right? So I kind of want to do a fresh playthrough in anticipation of Evercold. FF14's pretty tall order these days to run through the whole game. Especially since I so much art I gotta do. Yeah, if you got some nice art you had done, I'd love to see it. These are commissions that you've that you got, or are these just gift art from people? For future merch. Oh, that's a good idea. I need to get into that myself. Oh, I love this one. That's great. That's really good. I like that. I'm always jealous of people that can do really good word art and text, because for some reason I can draw complicated characters in fighting, but I can't do the letter B to save my life. You know, like my lettering is garbage. That looks great. And the second one is a whip. Very nice. Coming along nicely. Coming along nicely, looking great. Yeah, this is super good. That's iconic. That's t-shirt worthy, hats, everything. That's really good. That's really good. I need to think of something like that eventually for myself. Really good start to the merch for sure. I don't know if I like this approach to just erasing the shadow, because I feel like it's overstating things. No, I don't like it. I'm gonna go back to the other way. It's definitely hats and shirts and bags, anything. Like, it's a great logo. Just slap that on there, boom, you're done. Good to go. Oh! Imagine you get like a smear guard and it's got your logo across it, right? How cool would that be? Like right on that part. So everyone's just drawing there and you've got your little But the art glove has the logo on it. I don't think I've ever seen merchandised smudge guards. I think there's some serious potential there. I hereby give you full permission to steal that idea. Oh, my son's here. Right. Ask him what's up. He's like, nothing. I'm just here. And we're glad you are.
Oh,
Knocked! Oh, the only short Viking. They'll never expect it. You'll with the shield wall, you'll just be between the, you'll poke on the underside of the shield wall. Welcome in, Knocked. Val was just showing me a logo that she had done for her channel, and look at it. Check that out. Is that not good? Look at that. In terms of like branding, that is super good. I think that's perfect for shirts. That's perfect for all sorts of stuff. Really cool design ideas there. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was super rad. I think she should put her logo on the smudge gloves that us artists use all the time. I think that'd be a really cool merch opportunity. Yeah, it was a really cool idea. Really good elements in there. I think they knocked it out of the park. I gotta come up with something like that. And I'm jealous of the lettering, because I'm terrible at lettering. Favorite flower too? Oh, it even has personal significance. Look at that. Can't do better than that. I'm just trying to take a moment here to shade Famfrit, our resident angry dwarf. Also, look at my personal color palette for the lettering, so it's a lot of little Easter eggs. Yeah, you can tell you can see the unified design coming through in it. I just realized, Nock, that once you get really old, the character I'm coloring here is basically going to be you. He's just a shaggy, super short Viking, right? And how short is a short Viking? Like, let's be real here. Because we've got different standards. Us people from the north. So what constitutes a short Viking here, Noct? How tall are you? Can I out you on stream? Also, logo on the t-shirt, second art piece is designed for the custom Hunko stamp. You're nice. I understand what for Norway. You're 5'9". Okay, yeah, you are. Sorry, you are the short. So you see, I am half Dutch, and so I am decidedly average in terms of my stature for a Dutchman, and that average is 6 feet tall. So yeah, we grow very, very high in when you're from the Netherlands. So 5'10", that's very tall. So it's my so since we built so many like dikes and stuff around Holland, we had to grow tall in order to see over them. That's what I think it is. And so now I get to reap the benefits of that, and I can easily walk through snow. That is the Canadian perspective on my Hollandaise. How would you even say that? Hollanden, whatever. my Holland height. And I'm like bottom half amongst my brothers in terms of height. That's the average in Norway. You just got your Asian genes in height. Ah, there it is. So I guess you solved the question of who would win, a Viking or a samurai. Clearly, at the genetic level. You may be one of the few Asians that could grow a really, really good beard, though. Right? Depending on how all the genetics settle. Get yourself a nice, glorious Viking beard. Sadly, no beard. Ah, they've won there, too! Gonna get some rest of a great stream. Thank you, Val. Have a good rest. Thank you for sharing your logo. That was so fun. And thank you for stopping by. When you grow up my beard, it's just way too much hassle. Oh, but you see, when the wind howls over the fjords and the cold threatens to steal all the mirth from your face, the beard is there to bolster you. Food getting stuck, the itches, it ain't worth it. Well. I don't know, once you have like a minus 30, you know, minus 30, minus 40 kind of conditions, and you walk outside and your cheeks are nice and happy, it's hard to say goodbye to it. Plus, this way I get to pretend I have a chin. This should all just be in darkness. You just don't go outside at all, 3D taking all your time? Well, they're relatable. If it wasn't for the beekeeping, I would not be remotely as healthy and outdoorsy as I am. So fortunately, work forces me to handle things. Getting good for art block right now. Oh no. I think the best way to deal with an art block is just to have an enormous meta project that you always have something you have to work on, in which case then you never have art block. Like we had a dude from Kick in here asking about how to get through his art block, and it got me thinking. I was like, I haven't had an art block in ages, like years, just because I have so much I have to do. Just pan around in Blender. It turns out, at least based on what my viewers have told me, that what you're actually making on screen is kind of secondary, as a lot of viewers just kind of have you on in the background while they're doing other things and just enjoy the vibes, and then they occasionally check in to see what you're doing. Because I was trying to wonder, like, okay, are people gonna be upset? Like, are they not gonna like it when I'm doing background work? Do I have to keep doing character art and stuff that's, you know, the super interesting stuff that people would like? Should I only, you know, should I focus my streaming time on, like, you know, female characters and things, because people like looking at pretty ladies and whatever. But based at least on what people have told me is that it doesn't matter that much what you're working on, so long as you're working on something and you're there for them to vibe with, and they can, you know, sometimes they see the process and that's what they're all interested in and about. So maybe yes, long story short, maybe yes, you can just pan around in Blender. Do several of these projects, but since it's custom-made architecture blending together Fairy, Elvish, and Byzantine, ooh, the glorious empire. So I've got nothing to work on because of the art block. Hey Lava, it is comics time. How you doing, Lava? So how could you have nothing to work on if you're trying to build buildings and stuff for your combination civilization there? Surely there's a building you haven't detailed yet. Like, do you have a central story, or is this just like a setting that you're working on? Doing good, chilling across 3 streams. You multitasking wonder, you. We all appreciate you. Yeah, Rise showed me how to do the view sharing thing, so that was awesome. He's been super helpful. Yeah, in this whole thing, it's really, there's so much you can do with this stuff. You'll still work on the architecture, but I can't think of anything right now that fits at all. No iterations. Do you mean like the design elements you're stuck on? Because you could do a study. Okay, so you could maybe do a study. So take a famous cathedral or church from Constantinople and try to give it like your Elvish twist, right? That might be a cool thing to do. Because you're not going to find a cooler building. I would think you wouldn't find a cooler building in Constantinople. Well, now Istanbul. There's a song about that. Oh, you've already done that. It's more sure how you should do the ornaments. Ah. That becomes a narrative question for your setting. Because, like, if it's the same kind of building, like if it's a church or a religious structure, then you start getting into, okay, well, what is your fantasy settings pantheon like? What kind of iconography do you want for your gods? Things like that, assuming you have a pantheon or if it's monotheistic. But usually in fantasy settings with elves and fairies and stuff, it's usually always a pantheon. Like, I had to do something similar to what you're describing when I was working on my magical language. Because I was like, I want to try to combine different elements, I want to do this, that, and the other, but I want it to make sense. So I took like 4 different ancient alphabets, blended them together, and then added my own little twist to it. And it worked out pretty well. And so now I have a nice full-fledged magic system for Evards here. And frankly, it's going to be in every work I do. Like, if any setting or art thing I do has any magic in it at all, I'm just going to use my Evards system and just make that like my brand. Oh, is Hobgoblin working on something? Well, it's going to have the Evards system, you know? That'll just be how magic works in anything I work on. Because though that's lazy, I think it'll also be fun because, like, the readers would be like, oh, I recognize that. So I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I see why you're stuck. That's a lot of design work that has to be done in order to answer that question of how you should handle the ornamentation on structures like that. So it kind of sounds like you need to do some design work. Oh, it's been so long since I worked on my setting and my pantheon. Man, it's been forever. Because I have a whole setting that I have like 50 or 60 maps I've drawn out for it and like all sorts of stuff. So I ran a D&D campaign for like 15 years in the same world, so I've got quite a few bits of info in it. About to send the stuff I got in Discord. There's a ton of detail work that has to be done because of the Elvish part. Yeah, all the plant stuff, because they'll have different like curves and I assume nature motifs if we're sticking to like iconic Elvish, depending of course how they work. Don't know if you're going with like iconic, you know, plant stuff comes after. Yeah, like sometimes there's merit in deviating from the cultural expectation with fantasy and, you know, fantasy conventions. Then other times it's nice to just embrace the conventions, right? Like one thing I want to do actually, I think this is really funny. My brother and I were just joking around and he showed me like an AI music video, and what it was songs from the Lord of the Rings by dwarves, but it was done in bluegrass. So you basically had these like country bumpkin dwarves. And I loved it so much. I'm like, oh my god, I need to make all my dwarves literal hillbillies. Like, how hilarious is that? It just it fits dwarves so well. I'm like, oh. Usually dwarves take from your culture that pan-Scandinavian runes and awesomeness, but what if they were hillbillies? I think it would be hilarious. And the Tolkien dwarves work really well for it too, especially because of the names, right? So if you have like a bunch of people from the south, hey, how you doing, Bilbo? It's my friend Ori, Dory, and Nori. They're my cousins. You know, it's like, it works. It's just a bunch of redneck dwarves. So I'm adding that to my my setting for sure. So that's what you're working. All right, I gotta check. Oh. Oh man, the detail does take forever, dude. Yeah, it's gonna take forever. I understand. Dude, this is so sick. I love this kind of stuff. You don't mind if I... So like that's so cool. Just building all your stuff here. Man, I should have learned this stuff. Love it, like the cool... It's exactly like what I have to do with my buildings and shit. Pardon my language. My buildings and stuff, because like... But you get to do it in this 3D space, and it's just so... It's more visceral in 3D because it's like real, right? It's the actual shapes. F, should I not have shown it? Should I not have shown it? Oh no, that's fine, okay. I just assume. I should put a disclaimer on the stream. You just got taken by Automod. Oh, oops. Really? There we go, I allowed it. Imagine censoring Hillbilly, of all things. Like, come on. What an age we live in. I tell ya. Who are you, like, because who are you protecting with that, right? Like, who are you protecting? I guarantee the Hillbillies don't care. Oh no, you gotta hurt my feelings. Oh no, boo. Cletus, they done scared to hurt our feelings. It's like, come on. Censoring Hillbilly of all things. I had feelings once, then I got to the moonshine, they all went away. They don't call themselves that? Oh, I'll bet they do. I 100% bet they do. I bet at times they're like, you know. I bet at times they call themselves hillbillies. Just for the humor and shock factor of it. In their in their underground moonshine hillbilly fighting rings, you know? Moonshine laden rings. My brother came up with a funny, like, you know, because in fantasy literature you got to have all sorts of stuff where there's like tensions and different stuff between people. So my brother came up with this hilarious, it's like a fantasy slur, but like this hilarious thing that the Dwergar would call other races. So we have a band of cruel, evil dwarves, right? And so they had a term for surface folk, and he came up with it. I'm like, oh, it's hilarious. So in my setting, the Dwergar, and maybe dwarves as well, especially if I make them hillbillies, but they call surface dwellers turf herders, which I thought was hilarious. Like, that is a pretty hilarious bit of hostility. So I thought that was funny. Really livens up the cultures when you add those sorts of eccentricities. One thing that I did with my dwarves that I'm really kind of proud of, actually, that's not some silly meme, is I had this idea that dwarves were like, they like their beards so much and stuff, that it's actually like their status. That like the length of a dwarf's beard determines their status. And part of that would be when two dwarves meet each other, they bow down until their beard touches the ground. So what happens is if you have a dwarf who's young, inexperienced with a short beard, he has to go way down. Whereas the elder can just nod his head because his beard hits the ground that fast. You could be taken to the gulag soon? Well, let's allow your messages through. That's alright. The funniest term for elves I've come up is tree pixies. Who knows what them darn knife ears are up to? We don't know, we don't care, but we know it ain't right. I love hillbilly dwarves. Like the hillbilly dwarves thing, I am embracing full out. Like it's hilarious. It's like, Bobor, get your fat ass in here. What you doing? You know, I love it. It's from Heroes of Might and Magic 5. They got some crazy lines in the story. Yeah. Well, it's refreshing to have a bit of, like, you can play with those things. It's real, right? And so it makes your setting more vibrant and more alive when you include things that are real. And, you know, if there are a lot of things deal with really uncomfortable stuff, but that just makes it more real. Like, if we go back to like 90s, early 2000s kind of fantasy literature, like all the Dark Elf saga from R.A. Salvador, like those societies were freaking horrific, but that was the whole point, right? And he wasn't afraid to deal with that stuff. So he dealt with a lot of crazy things in the Dark Elf saga. That's some foundational literature right there, I must say. Definitely one of these days, though, I need to do a stream where I just go through my old setting, show you guys all the old DM stuff I did for almost 20 years. I gotta develop it too. I gotta update the maps now that I have way more digital art skill. If the light was coming off there, we wouldn't see it past here. Oh, and so with my whole dwarf thing, where they bow on the length of their beard, in a lot of settings, Dwergar can't grow beards. They're hairless. So naturally, you get dwarf racism where they're like, the Dwergar are worthless because they can't grow beards. So therefore, they are the lowest. Right? And I always liked that. I like that idea. I'm playing around with things like that. I also made it that my dwarven cities, because they value effort and toil so much, they had no chairs. So dwarves would never sit down. Like, they iconically in Dungeons and Dragons and stuff have greater stamina than any of the other races, so they would always just stand. No matter what they were doing, they would stand unless they had to sleep, then they'd lie down to sleep, which is efficient. But sitting down, they're like, well, that's dumb. They would never sit. and they would just stand all the time. So no dwarven cities wouldn't have any seating or chairs or anything. Thanks, Noct. Thanks for coming by. See you next time. Thanks for sharing your really cool 3D stuff. I wish I knew how to do that stuff. But if I want any of that done on my projects, I'll just have to rely on fine folks like you. If that day ever comes. Because there's way too many, not remotely enough hours in the day for me to learn how to 3D model. Actually, this has to be that way. This has to be this way because he's got... I almost feel like maybe I should put the light in first. Like, not like what I was trying to do before where I was just erasing into the light, but like put the lighting in first. And so far it has been a fun stream. Sparsely attended, but you know, that's a me problem. I need to advertise better. Which is why we're working on the comic. So if I can get some people interested in the comic on the webtoon, I can bring them to the stream. And wouldn't that be fun? Kind of realized a bit that I sort of settled into the cool streamer group I immediately found. Like, some really cool people. And it's been great. I really should, as a creative, I need to branch out more to get more people involved. Because Twitch doesn't really help you with that very well, so... And none of the platforms really do, because, like, for example, I've streamed just as much on Kick as I have on Twitch, but I've only gained any success with Twitch. Why? Well, because I made an actual effort to get involved in a bunch of different communities, met some cool streamers, and we've just had a really cool time just hanging out and enjoying each other's content. And that has led to amazing things. So, in order to make the other platforms work, I have to do the same thing. With them, I need to find additional audiences and creatives that I can make cool stuff for, so that they're like, oh my god, he made cool stuff. Check out his cool stuff. I have a plan for my next kind of gift art. After Rise, I have to make something for Rise, because dude practically single-handedly gave me affiliate. That's slightly overstating it, but he was super pivotal. So I gotta make him a thank you art. I don't think it's any accident that the streams that I was doing that got me affiliate was making the guest art for the gift art, the prize for Shay. That was a really good piece of art that I did. I'm super proud of it. But the occasion and the reason for it was pretty hype. So how we doing on time? Hour and a half. Not bad, not bad. I can't remember if I made his chess piece glow as well with his magic. Where's page 9? I did. All right. Hey, Fire! Welcome in. Do you stream on a different account? Because, like, last night Shay, when doing the Archipelago stuff, was with, like, Fire 64 or something like that. Is that you on a different account? No, it's not you. Huh. Odd that Shay knows. That's one of your friends. I was just gonna say, odd that Shay knows multiple people involved in Archipelago named Fire. It's like, what are the odds, you know? Well, I followed them anyway, so. How you doing, Fire? I watched some of the Archipelago, but how'd that all go? It seems Shay was enjoying the all the special items she was getting in her Baldur's Gate game. So it seemed like it was doing what it was supposed to do. Kind of messy, but that's to be expected with two first-time runners. Makes sense, makes sense. For my part, I got bored of drawing the background, so I decided I would shade these characters. Working on my tones. Also, the seed we got was unnecessarily brutal. The seed in what terms? Do you mean like within the archipelago thing itself? Has like a seed like a Minecraft thing, or like what do you mean? It's sort of like Minecraft. A lot of games with randomness will use a seed of some kind for RNG. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Brutal in that it wasn't very generous and stuff? Like, what made it brutal? I'm trying to understand. Shake off some of my booming. It's hard to explain without getting everything super technical about it. Well, fair enough. One thing I find endlessly amusing about my current trend of not embracing or learning new technology is that was literally what I would do in the military. Like, that was literally my job in the military, was to learn and then teach people new technology. And now I'm like, nah, I don't wanna. It sounds like, no, I don't want to think. I just want to do. So I'm endlessly amused by stuff like that. It's like, hey, here's this new thing that would be cool. I'm like, yes. But I don't want to do it. It's like, or rather than mucking about with interfaces, I could paint. I could make the pretty pictures for the people. Very funny. Well, I'm glad though it was rough that it turned out good. It also doesn't help that you don't have much of a control over Baldur's Gate 3. I would expect you wouldn't with just how complicated that game is. I'm surprised it's supported in that way anyway. It looked like Shay was getting some ridiculously OP items for where she was in the game, though. Like, does Archipelago just completely, like, break the games in terms of any kind of, like, scaling, or... So it's really just tossing everything into a mystery machine and getting the seed. Rikes! That is the mystery machine you meant, right? So if you're throwing everything into the mystery machine, basically you're saying the entire point of the program is just to dole out Scooby snacks. That's what I heard. They're scanning the logic, but the BG3 Archipelago devs just said no logic. No. We will not care. That game was really good. I miss it. I played it quite a bit with some friends, but now we're hell diving all the time because democracy. Sorry, managed democracy. Basically works. How did you get into this thing anyway? Like, you must be some sort of comp sci kid, right? Obviously not kid, because, you know, people are grown these days. But, like, are you a programmer by trade, or just someone who was enthusiastic about, like, altering games and stuff? Oh, well, there you go. See? I know. I worked in a cybersecurity adjacent field myself. I wasn't interacting with like the hard programming stuff, but there was a lot of security management we had to be aware of and stuff like that. You know, that comes with military, so. Well, that looks good. I like that. Oh, you're not even done yet. You're just a student. You're still learning. No, I need page 11. Yeah, this is the one I need. I can write code, work with hardware, just not fully formally trained. Yeah. All right. Wait, is that all of the... No, it's just the writing, okay. Like, for example, I was talking... oh, no, I was talking with Noct earlier. About my music, about my, my magical language. Had to design that and use it everywhere now. So, water. It's hydrate time. As for the archipelagos, Final Fire was the one who showed it to me. And once Paper Mario became an archipelago, I started doing runs. Right on. I love digital art for this, just as an aside. Oh no, I have to do an intricate detail over and over again. Well, it's a shame if I couldn't just copy and paste. Excuse me. You wonder if you have your old font somewhere. That is what I really need to do. Is make this a font, because I don't know how to make fonts, and I don't know how to put them into Clip Studio Paint. But if I did, it would save me so much time, because then I could just type out messages. Yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. It's like a rite of passage for nerds is when you make your own language. Tolkien would be proud. So it starts on the hilt and goes up there. So, oh, that's really annoying. I have to space out the... Piku script was a cipher and writing system put together. Ooh. Always fun. That's close enough. I wonder if you still have the font making tool. There's a lot available. I need to get on that. Well, that was good. Made some nice progress there. Look at that. Excuse me, I should get a coffee. Feeling a little dragging a little bit. So give me a moment, folks, and I'll be right back with some Java. And I'm back. Sweet, sweet Java. I need Val to put her logo on a mug for me. That would be good. All right, back to some backgrounding. Man, I'm fiercely resisting just playing video games with my son right now. Ugh. All right, let's go back to our backgrounds here. Just loaded FF14 onto your Switch. Oh, living the dream, man. What a great idea from them to port the game onto the Switch. I really hope it like brings a ton of new people to the game. Tomorrow, though, I have to stream Final Fantasy XIV because I haven't done the Moonfire Fair ever, and I want to make sure that I do that event and I have some fun with that. I'll probably brought back a bunch of new people. That's where you're back into it. Awesome. I love it. It's my favorite game. Well, one of my favorites. I have to hold a special place in my heart for Street Fighter 2, but your friends came to the game and you were dragged along. Well, welcome. I love the game. I'm a big MMO fan, and it's got such an incredible story. I love it. Your home game is called Mabinogi. Mabinogi. I don't know. Never heard of it. What, pray tell, is it? An older MMO. Oh. Like, I love MMOs. I love games, live service games that have endless content. 100% my jam. 2 hours. It's actually almost 3. So I could probably justify... I'm talking myself out of work, but that's fine. Well, that's every MMO is a live service game, right? I like the continuing game where I can play it and it doesn't end, and I just have more and more and more and more stuff. Like the gacha games are like that. I like them too, because there's always stuff to do. Yeah. I was like that with World of Warcraft. I started my whole MMO thing with Final Fantasy XI. Loved that. And then my friends got into World of Warcraft. So I begrudgingly tried it out, and then I got hooked on the PvP. Played that for a few years. quite a few years. And then gave up gaming for a while. Didn't really have the time for it with a young family, and so but then during COVID, had more time, got back into it. Got into 14 with COVID. And now I'm hooked. So that should be... I should be able to see the stair railing through there. And through there. Yeah. I love that Gambit Rogue picture that I did for Marvel Rivals. It was so it was so much fun. Like, oh wait, it's not even have the. Like, the whole carrying Gambit meme thing, I absolutely love it. It's so much fun to make. I gotta give Shay this so she can easily put that on top of her artwork in her stream. But all right. Only been 2 hours? Jeez. Ugh, I'm dragging. It's funny. On the plus side, Since it's only been 2 hours, I got a fair bit done. Colored 2 characters with their tones. Maybe I should try to finish that off. So much praise from Switch 2 players, but transferring from PC to Switch is gross. Well, PC is best. Like, come on. We all know it. Despite all the copium from console gamers. You'd have to buy the expansions again? That's crazy work. I guess I understand why, but... Well, actually, you only have to buy Evercold. When Evercold comes out, if you buy Evercold, it's gonna give you the whole thing. Just like they did with, Endwalker. So I'm pretty sure all you have to do is just buy Evercold and you're good to go. Heck, even now, can't you just buy Dawn Trail at 50% off and get the whole game, get everything? Because they had Dawn Trail at 50% off recently. I know, but like, usually if you buy the most recent expansion, you get everything before it. Because you can't play the most recent one unless you've done everything before it, right? So with Final Fantasy, it's not like you have to buy all the expansions, you just have to buy the most recent one. I'm like 98% sure that's how it works. So in theory, for Switch, you should just need to buy Dawn Trail, which they put on super discount because they're trying to make a few bucks before Evercold drops. I guess they must have removed the discount. It was only for a little while then. So did you buy the base game for the Switch then? Or have you not swapped over? Oh, you just have the launcher loaded, so you haven't bought anything for it yet. Is it a new account or is it an old account? Then just like, oops, you need to rebuy the license to play on the Switch. That makes sense. Okay, so it's your same account. Well then, how much do you want to play before Evercold? Because I know when you buy Evercold, you'll get everything. So if you wait until January, you only have to spend $60. But then, you know, you won't get to play for like, what, 8 months? 6 months? September, October, November, December, January, 5 months. You're still in A Realm Reborn? Despite paying for the expansions and such. Oh. Didn't play too much. Well, currently... So I don't know how attached you are, like, I don't know how much you've got done on your characters. Because you could always just do the free trial. And then convert the free trial account over when Evercold drops. Because the free trial right now gives you up to Stormblood. So if you're not too attached to your characters from A Realm Reborn yet, you could just remake them and restart the game. Play it in the free account until Evercold drops, spend 60 bucks or whatever it is for Evercold, get the whole game, update yourself to a complete account, and call it a day. Be a way to save. You'd save like 60 bucks, with it's a little bit of a rigmarole, but... Well, and you wouldn't have to pay for the sub. So you wouldn't have to subscribe to the game until Evercold. So you could play for 8 months. Sorry, you could play for 5 months, save on the subs, then just convert the account over. I mean, you've got a few restrictions on how much gil you can have. Yeah, but those will come later. You're talking about all the little outfits, right? Like getting the Squall stuff, the Gunblade, the Zidane outfit, and the Advent Children outfit? Is that what you mean? With the loyalty stuff? I'm just brainstorming. If you don't want to buy everything for the Switch again, and if you're only in A Realm Reborn, okay, but that's... Oh right, you're playing it on PC anyway. Yeah. I'm a dummy. Yeah, of course you don't need to do any of that stuff because you're just going to play it on PC. Dyslexic can't play on Switch when my PC is busy doing things. Yeah. Makes sense. Unless you want to spend $60, right? Oh, you're in America, aren't you? Are you in America? Because you see, yeah, I work in Canucklebucks, which are decidedly not worth remotely what your greenback is. Canada's kind of going through a rough patch right now, so our currency is not very good. But there's a silver lining. Since most of my customers, like you, are from America, it means that I can pretend to be China and just exploit the currency difference for my own benefit. Oh, finals Canadian. Oh, that's cool. So for example, like I could do a commission for someone for like $45 and it's almost $60 for me, so it makes a huge difference. So I can like undercut American artists with my lower rates because the currency difference will make it worth my while, kind of thing, right? Because like if I do a full piece like I did for Shay, that would be like 150 or 100, yeah, like let's go with 150 USD. So if I go to my commissions, where's my Final Fantasy 14? Yeah, so the art I did for Shay, super complicated piece. So if I charge like charging an American $150 to make this piece of art, like a piece of art like this for them, which is pretty reasonable. It's a really complicated piece with lots of stuff, right? To me as a Canadian, that's $200 for me, which makes it like much more worth it for me to be able to do that, to make that piece for them. So I very much enjoy the currency difference. You used to work with Australians when you were a streamer? Yeah. Yeah. Exploiting those currency differences is pretty good. It really helps out. Like, I actually got my first payout from Twitch not long ago, and that was pretty cool. And it was nice to have the I thought I had it was pretty cool, and it was nice to see the difference in the there we go, background. The currency difference always makes it nice. So, because all my estimates can get bumped up a bit, and I'm like, oh, it's more viable. So, every little bit helps to keep us artists making art. So, again, shout out to my viewers. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everyone that stopped by the stream and has now gone off to other things. Very much appreciated. Bringing me ever inches and inches closer to my goal of never having to worry about deadlines. Because I want to make lots of comics. I want to make all sorts of great art for everyone, but I don't want to have to do it fast. because I'm not fast. So, with the support and the entertainment that we can all have with each other, that's not something I have to worry about. I can just work at whatever pace my process requires, and we can all enjoy that. Well, that's why that had to be there. Yeah. Don't want to meet the mangaka fate? Not where literally your entire life is just you at the drawing board and you have no sleep and your health suffers and yeah, you wither on the vine? Yeah, not so much. But also, to be fair, they don't do it in color. So...
Oh, cool.
What the hell was that? That was weird. That was super weird.
Okay, let's see. We're fat.
What is going on here? There's some other voice coming over my stuff. That doesn't make any sense. That's muted. Nothing here. Nothing here. Just that. What is going on? Seriously, we've got random voice stuff coming through. Like, you guys are hearing that too, the weird moaning thing. Like, what is going on here? Oh, I see. There we go. Osiri joined the collaborative streaming, and since she joined, she wasn't muted. So that's how I'm hearing some of her. She's going, That's what it was. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm haunted. There we go. Yeah. That's the silliness that happened. All right. Now, back to putting the music back on. Club. Let's try. Oh, we'll go back, all the way back. There we go. All right, there we go. Do I have a collaborator? No, I don't have anything set up. I'm currently with Rise. He was generous enough to show me how it worked. Later on, though, I will be streaming Helldivers. Assuming Rise is playing. So if our crew is saving democracy, then I'll stream that. I don't know if he'll be streaming it or not. If he is, then we'll collab then as well. But I'm collaborative strictly. Bleh. I'm gonna stream collab right now, as we can all tell. But. Okay, I totally messed this up. You haven't touched Helldivers in a while? Oh, it's so much fun. The new missions they just released are really cool. So, in Helldivers right now, the current mission, you're going into the Void against the Illuminate to, like, liberate their planets and collapse their new Void engine thing that they started. But the cool thing is, the game is giving us Seaf reinforcements. So as we're fighting, our blueberries, our friendly military, are landing and fighting with us. So there's so many mobs, so many different types of Illuminate and Voteless, but we have all of our allies too. It really feels legit like a war. It feels so good right now. This recent push and narrative mission going on is so much fun. It feels so good. And you can encounter like literally any kind of Illuminate force on these planets, and it's crazy. It's just crazy, go nuts. I love it. I had a great time. I played it last night with my main Helldiving crew, and it was pretty good. Definitely would recommend. And they have the new Warhammer 40,000 War Bond. So you can get yourself a bolter and a melt-a-gun, and you can get actual armor from Warhammer 40,000. So you can't be a Space Marine, but you get to be a what the heck are they called? The normal troopers. I'm blanking on their name. Oh, that's terrible. But it's so fun. It's fun working with your blueberries and the like. Yeah, dude, it is. They're doing great. I have way too many things to play right now, and ugh. I should just become a gaming streamer, because then I could play all the games I want to play, like, and pretend that that's what I'm supposed to do. It's one bad part of being everywhere, so many games in enough time. Oh yeah, man. The temptation to just try to like do gaming streaming is right there, because I want to play so many things, and if I streamed them, I could pretend that I was working. Obviously, I'm not big enough that... Oh. Well, enjoy the family time. I appreciate the lurk, Fire. Thank you very much for stopping by. Great chatting with you. Once B Season calm down, so I can become a hybrid streamer. Once the plan is, when B Season is done, to go full time with streaming over the winter, make a ton of art, game a lot too, basically like art during the day, game at night, that kind of thing, and just hammer it out. Do a ton of commissions, everything I can. But we'll see. I don't know if I can afford it, unfortunately. We'll see, because I have to get a new car, because mine died. And that really eats into my winter funds. So, we'll see. My hope is that I can just art all winter. God, do I want to do that. And now that I'm finally in a position where, like, everything is set up and I have direct monetized options for my art as I build it, it's like, oh, I think I could do it. I just noticed, I was looking at stuff, and Rise's, Rise was here, his little icon, his like profile pic for streaming and stuff, is the exact same thing, the exact same design idea I had for Kale. Because he, sun god, so the rising sun kind of thing, and he's got the same idea. That's really funny. Excuse me. place was supposed to have heavy bass. It certainly doesn't seem like it does. There it is. Funky bass. Oh yeah, sure. Sure thing, Rise. Give me a moment. I will do so. Share chat is on. For an actual co-stream where we want the share chat, and I'm the host. Alright. No problem, Rise. I'm just grateful that you're helping me out so much. Alright, so shared chat is on with Rise and Osiri. So that is great. So I may occasionally stop and type something in the chat. Just for people that are watching. Both of you wonderful people. Somebody kept me from switching the streams because I got into a BG. Oh no. I think I'm going to set up in my Discord like a collab voice channel. Because it might be nice to have a setting where I could... See, now the thing is I don't know if anyone's talking to me. Because if the chat is shared, I can't tell if people are talking to me or they're talking to Rise, or I'll just assume they're talking to Rise. Don't have too many people viewing me right now, but that's fine. Had a few stop by, and that's all I care about. Just getting work done. Honestly, I should probably end the stream soon. It's 3:30. I got parenting I gotta do. Make the kiddos some dinner. Alright, let's just talk to Rise a bit, because I think I need to end the stream. I've got parenting to do. This worked out well. Plenty done today, bit by bit, but of course 2 days on 2 panels is, it is what it is. It's a slow pace, but... So...
Are we gonna do it? All right.
Okay, hold on. Wait for that. Okay. No!
Bro, she just killed herself so fast. I don't want to be alive in this world anymore.
Yeah, I was like...
It was like straight for the edge. Do it again.
like that dude. Yeah, be like that dude in Independence Day. Hello, boys!
God.
Hello.
Yeah, I think that actor passed away.
I can't remember.
Alright, hold on, folks.
Not that it ruins the shared stuff. We'll just set it up again, Hub. We'll probably have to just set it up again, but that's easy to do. Feel free to end the post-stream. Thanks for the collab. Hell yeah, Hub. My pleasure, man. Right back at you, buddy. Hope you have a good Friday, and looking forward to doing some Helldivers with you later.
Alright, well,
get down
thank you
fast
everyone.
enough.
That is that. Until next time.
Oh, shit, I'm going the
Thanks
wrong
again
way.
for all the support. Love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.